it's on. Look, it's on.
Oh, it's on.
It is so on.
Pull up a chair, grab a cold one, smoke 'em if you got 'em. It's time for the Fan Happy Hour.
On the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
Hey, hey, hey! Happy Monday, all you beautiful radio listeners. We want to hear from you today. If you've got comments, questions, want to just join the conversation in the show, you want to tell me how much you plan to drink before, during, and after Game 7 of the ALCS. Win or lose, you are welcome to all the beverages that you like. Text us, 503-TOGO-FAN, that's TOGO-FAN, or 503-864-6326. If you're watching us on YouTube, or plan to check us out on YouTube, you can put your comments in there. We will try to get to them before we exhaust the time that we have for happy hour. And if you're not listening to this entire hour, podcast is now available. We're very excited about this.
Yes.
It was not available for the early history of this show.
It's up.
But it is working now. You can go to 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app. You can also get it directly from Jeff Rust. Just send him a carrier pigeon and he will return it on the leg of said bird.
And trust me, every time you go onto that 1051thefan.com website, every time it will ask you if you want to accept those damn cookies.
Really?
Every time.
Why?
Above my pay grade.
Can you fix that? Well, don't bring up a problem unless you have a solution.
No. I'm just
for
pointing it
it.
out. I'm just pointing it out because perhaps if one of the higher-ups is listening
is
to this program, they can be like, hey, why is Rust bitching about having to accept all cookies every single time he gets on the website?
Are you from Portland, or did you move here and
Born and
learn,
raised.
and learn to be passive aggressive?
Born and raised.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't drive a Subaru.
Well, your passive aggressiveness is showing. Your Portland is showing.
No, this is no longer passive aggressive. This is just aggressive.
No, aggressive would be going directly to the people that can do something about it. You are hoping that they are listening.
Don't think I haven't already brought it up.
Well, I do think that.
Well, I did.
Okay.
So there we go. That's why it's aggressive and not passive aggressive.
No. You're telling me and our listeners, the majority of the people listening to this program can do nothing about it.
I'm sure they're all
including-
wondering about that too.
Are
Every
they?
damn day I click accept all cookies. Why do I have to do it every single day?
Let's see how many people agree with you with the frustration. We've got the text line open. They can start sending it now when we get to the end and you read those. You can read those first. I leave you full creative control. It is Monday. Today we will do Tape Don't Lie. That is where we talk about the 5 or 6 dumbest things I said last week. Those will be presented back to me, and I will either apologize, defend myself, or put the blame on somebody else.
And let's face it, between the two of us, it can be tough to narrow it down.
Well, there's no question about that. And we also had Mr. Schultz on with us last week, so he always gets a chance to participate in this. We have...
He's got a 40% chance after being here Monday
well, you're
and
not
Tuesday.
wrong. You're not wrong. We also have listener interaction, so they can say dumb things. There are plenty of dumb things. Usually I monopolize it, but we'll get to that at 2:30, at 2:15. We always do the Daily Buzz. Of course, we do need to get to this because we do have the fan take your pick, and we've got results that are nearing completion. So we have 2 Monday night games tonight.
Yes.
There are 2 people that are tied for the most correct answers, and it does not appear that anyone can pass these 2 gentlemen. That is because they have cornered the market. You've got everyone except one picking the Seattle Seahawks tonight.
Okay.
The only one to take the Houston Texans is our good friend Deal, who has won this game before.
He has.
But he cannot pass the 2 guys sitting at 11 because one has Tampa Bay and one has Detroit. They have 11 picks correct right now, and I don't know if this is irony or coincidence, but it is listed as Josh Good Enough versus Johnny B. Bad. So we got good versus bad. Good versus evil. The classic clash.
There we go.
So Johnny right here from our very own office. I do not know where Josh hails from, but we have Good Enough versus Be Bad. And we will see who wins. Let me make sure I get this accurate. because I've been incorrect before. Johnny is taking Tampa Bay, and Josh is taking Detroit.
Okay.
Someone will finish with 12 or 13. The other will finish with 11 or 12.
I keep hoping to hear my name brought up in one of these segments on a Monday as like, hey, he's at least close, and it's not happening.
Well,
So
do you
change your pick.
Would
dude. What are
you
doing
like me
wrong?
to check and see where you are? Let's see if you even submitted your picks.
I know I started out good on Thursday.
Okay, let's see. Why am I not seeing?
I'm pretty sure I clicked submit. 'cause
I'm not-
I
I am-
swear I did
I
it
am
at
not-
the end. I swear I did it at the end of the segment on Thursday.
You didn't do it.
Are you S-ing me?
It would be right next to mine. I have him in order of submission. You didn't make it in. You're fired.
God bless America.
Just wait. I am just waiting to hear my name. Well, before we get to anything else, it's Game 7. I feel very much like Will Ferrell and not knowing what to do with my hands.
Yes, exactly.
This is the first time the Seattle Mariners have ever played in a Game 7. Having been to the ALCS, this is the 4th time they've ever been here.
Yeah.
They have never been one game away from the World Series. They are closer than they have ever been. So by all of that, the process of eliminations means this is the first time the franchise in 49 years has ever been to a Game 7.
I think much like Will Ferrell also.
I got a chubby right now.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. People keep asking me how nervous I am. I'm not playing in this game.
Right.
I am very aware that anything can happen. I'm also very aware of the old adage that Game 7 are the greatest 2 words in sports.
Mm-hmm.
I am
You must
not.
listen to my updates, sir. Unlike everybody else that sits in that chair.
I'm glad you're not bitter about anything today. I'm glad that the entire run-up to this show was not you complaining about things that I have no control over.
Also things that
am
I have no
very-
control over.
Well, here is where I'm sitting right now.
Other than agreeing to be a dinner date without the dinner.
You, my friend, have joined me on this journey. You
Yes.
are a baseballman, of course, but you are so universally
Noted baseballman.
you are so universally a fan of baseball. You do not have a team, so you have joined the Mariners bandwagon in some capacity.
Yes.
Are you nervous about this game?
Look, I can't say that I'm nervous, but I really want them to pull this out.
Okay. I'm kind of the same way. I was at Game 5 or Game 4 and Game 5. Game 5, the win with the grand slam. Eugenio Suarez comes up with a tie game. Cal Raleigh just hit the home run to tie it. They are putting themselves in a position to be where they are now, which is really no different than they were yesterday. You have to win one more game.
Yeah.
And they are there. And I could not be more thrilled for the opportunity to go to the World Series. I know if they lose this game, I will be disappointed. I know if they win this game, I will be elated. I'm not sure how to feel right now in this moment.
Yeah.
Patrick Harris, the host of the firm, I came in this morning, talked to him briefly, and he goes, hey, I go, I don't want to hear anything from you. And he goes, I was just going to see how your weekend was, man. Going to Seattle sounds pretty cool.
Just zip it. Zip it. Scotty, zip it.
I kind of did that in jest, but I kind of don't. I don't know that I want to have a ton of conversation about it. Now I've got an hour of sports radio to do, and it's going into a Game 7.
That puts us in a weird spot, my friend.
It kind of does. But I really genuinely want to know how many people out there are feeling the same way I am. Like going up to until first pitch.
See, and that's what I was going to say. And I think leading up to it, and once we get there, then all of a sudden there might be a little bit of a sphincter issue.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe. Last night was a weird game. I never felt like they were completely out of it. Never felt they were completely in it.
Yes.
You had 3 straight innings that ended in double plays with multiple base runners. You had the bases loaded in the 3rd, 4th, and in the 5th, you had 2 on, all turned into double plays with 1 out, and you're out of the inning. It saved Trey Yesavage, who probably would have been out with a base hit in any of those innings. Instead, he completes 6 innings. They look good. Or did he get through 7? Am I off on the innings? I think he made it through 7, but either way, you had opportunities all night last night. You expect somebody to come up big. Naylor gets the big home run. You score another run with Randy Arozarena hitting top speed I think I've ever seen him run. So you started to get it. It was never in their grasp, but it was never completely out of their reach.
5 2/3, by the way, for you, Savage.
Okay, so there you go. So having that save him in multiple innings with the bases loaded, you had a game where the Mariners, they weren't great, but I don't think that they were terrible. And if a couple of those instances go the other direction, it's obviously a different result. What happens tonight? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Shane Bieber was fantastic in his last outing. Our boy George Kirby was terrible in his last outing. You have a lineup who just couldn't quite hit in big spots. You had the bases loaded with Cal Raleigh. And I don't know if you saw the numbers that popped up on the screen when our friend J.P. Crawford got up with the bases loaded.
Oh, what is this, last night?
Last night.
No, I did not see this, and this will lead to a different discussion later.
With the bases loaded in his career, J.P. Crawford, 373 with 6 grand slams.
That
feels like the two guys you want up in those moments.
You can't ask for much better numbers than that.
And they both hit into double plays. So what happens tonight? I'm not going to try to make predictions. I am not a huge fan of making predictions. All I know is I'm very excited to watch the game.
Yes.
I kind of know how I'm going to feel after it, how I'm going to feel during it. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't even made plans for when or where to watch it. Obviously, I will be probably watching every pitch that I can.
Yeah.
But if I get an invite, hey, I might, go over to my brother's or go out somewhere or whatever. I'm not even sure how to take it.
It will be the main screen.
100%. And the Seahawks are playing tonight too, so that is obviously secondary. It also starts later, so it should be able to catch a second half. And if the Broncos taught us anything,
we're talking 7th inning or so probably when that Seahawks game starts.
If the Broncos taught us anything yesterday, you do not need to watch an entire NFL game
No.
to be able to predict the results. 33 points in the fourth quarter, the most points ever scored by a team that did not score until the fourth quarter, and a 33-32 victory over the Giants, who just decide if you want to be good or bad.
Yeah. Look, not to quote Gwen Stefani, but that S was bananas. Bananas.
Yes. All right. So if anybody has an advice on how I'm supposed to feel, please send it our direction. I got to get to one thing before we get to the jokes.
Sorry.
You're good.
Premature Benny Hill.
No, don't worry. This will work just fine with that. You can win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Portland Winterhawks. They have 2 games this weekend, one on the 25th, one on the 26th, both at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. You need a code word. Are you ready for the code word? Write it down so you don't miss it. HOCKEY is hockey. Send it to 503-864-6FAN or 503-864-6326. I'm going to tell you something. That's the same number. You can visit 1051thefan.com for complete details. Enter for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets, complimentary or courtesy of the Portland Winterhawks right now. Good luck. Let's do some jokes. Dolphins, soon to be former head coach Mike McDaniel, confirmed that Tua Tagovailoa will remain the starting quarterback despite his worst statistical 2-game stretch. Tua had his 2nd consecutive 3-interception game. He is tied the NFL lead with 10 interceptions, and his 24.1 passer rating is the lowest single game total of his career. When asked the best way to help Tua, Mike McDaniel said, I don't know, get him a new head coach. What? Oh. No, he wants to be fired, doesn't he?
The thing is, I think everybody there wants to get booed and get the hell out of town.
Oh, okay. That's he's hoping for that boo, not for me.
Exactly. Again, this is not necessarily directed towards the joke, but the context.
Former NFL quarterback Cam Newton disagreed with sentiment that Patriots QB Drake May is currently playing like a top 5 NFL quarterback, citing the soft competition the team has faced. Cam went on to say, he looked good against the Tennessee Titans. I would look good against the Titans if my arm hadn't fallen off. Wait, even though my arm has fallen off, I would still look good against that team.
Well, but the thing is, did Cam Newton also say, I don't think the Rangers going to like this, Yogi?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's because of his hat.
All the hats. All the hats.
Look, Cam Newton can wear whatever hat he wants. That is a
care.
huge person.
He's insufferable.
I think that's fair.
I want Cam Newton off my television every day.
You know what? He's not as bad as some of the guys that have carved out a space without having any credentials. Yeah. I like that he's kind of a caricature.
His credentials came in a paper bag, but that's okay.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they
and
did.
they handed it to him, his parents in a casino,
Yeah.
and it worked out just fine. But you know what he did after he got paid that bag?
Michael Dyer still down.
Yeah. Well,
Still.
Nick Fairley.
Michael Dyer still down.
He did win an MVP. All right. In case you missed it, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes successfully executed a trick play on 4th and 1 against the Raiders, pretending to be frustrated that the hard count didn't work, failing to get the snap, then snapping it to get the ball and get the first down. Does anybody else get really mad when teams do trick plays against terrible opponents?
No, I know.
No?
That's when you try it. That's when you try it. That's
Yes,
when
but
you
now
see
it's
if it
on
works.
tape. Now,
Well, yes, it is, but
Come
it's
on.
like in the college game when the Ducks are up 56-3 and they try a fake punt or something.
that's what I mean. Why use it there?
Because you see if
now
it
it's
works.
now it's on tape. Of course it works. You're beating a team 31-0. The Raiders were really bad.
Try it.
Speaking of the
Step
Raiders,
on 'em.
Speaking of the Raiders, rookie running back Ashton Genty lamented the losing culture around Las Vegas after his team lost 31-0 to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Geno Wilson.
Wow, that sounds an awful lot like a rookie taking shots at his head coach. That didn't sit well with Pete Carroll, as you can imagine. When he heard about Genty's comments, Carroll responded by saying, "Huh? What? What's that there? I'm old."
And then blew another bubble with his big league chew.
He's like, "Where are my orthopedic shoes? I'm old."
I don't want to hear about it. I got Skechers slip-ins and Dr. Scholl's flip-flops.
Do you love them?
I do.
Okay, well, there you go. Guys, we're trying to get some endorsements up in here. Hi, Jeff Russ for Skechers slip-ins and Dr. Scholl.
They didn't last very long, but
Flip-flops.
my Dr. Scholl's flip-flops, they're great.
All right. In case you missed it, following the firing of Coach Billy Napier, the Florida Gators boosters are reportedly prioritizing the hiring of Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin to fill their new vacancy. Anyone surprised that the SEC is looking within the SEC for their coaching search? Just what you expect from a Southern gentleman. Keep it in the family. There you go. All right.
Is there somebody down there named Colonel Angus?
Whoa. Hey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get to the Daily Buzz. We do it next. It's Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
Seahawks topics and trivial matters that got our attention. It's the Daily Buzz on the Fan Happy Hour.
The Buzz.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The Seattle Mariners have one game to determine their future fate for this season. They take on the Blue Jays one more time, no matter what the results. If they win, they're in the World Series. They lose, they begin their offseason earlier than anyone wanted them to. They are going to throw George Kirby against Shane Bieber tonight. I could go through all of the numbers in this series, but it does not feel like we need to do that. This is I think for everybody that's a fan, this is about finding somebody that can step up in a big moment. If you can go through all the guys that you'd like it to be, and it can be somebody completely off the map. Mm-hmm. Are you going to get one of these epic performances from the starting pitchers? Is it going to be the guy that hit 64 home runs prior to tonight that's going to come up in a big moment? Is it going to be the guy from Ontario that has been absolutely torching the guys? Josh Naylor has been great in this series.
Ontario, right by the Ore-Ida factory, right?
Or I don't think Ore-Ida is that. I think that's Oregon meets Idaho.
Yeah, well, that'd be
Ontario, Oregon. Oh, get out of here.
Sorry to derail.
You're fine. I need derailment.
I know I'm fine.
Oh, hey. This series has been great. It's been swinging back and forth. It's fantastic. You cannot get to a Game 7 without having a great back and forth series. It's just kind of how it works. So I think we're at that point where you have to kind of look at the emotional swings. We're rooting for the Mariners in this broadcast. I'm sure everybody in the entirety of Canada and a small sliver of the United States is rooting for the Blue Jays. Mm-hmm. This is what I'll say about it. You have the Mariners come out and win game 1 and 2 and looked like they were on a way to absolutely roll through this series.
Juggernaut!
It feels very much like they made the mistake of taking their foot off the gas when they got back to Seattle. Mm-hmm. I think they liked the way that they were playing. I think they were starting to enjoy their own cooking, their own brew.
Everybody loves their own brand.
And I felt like they lost the urgency in Game 3, and the result of that game would reflect that. In Game 4, I thought they played a better game, but still fell a little bit short. The urgency definitely there in Game 5. They realized that if they wanted to keep the advantage that they had earned in Toronto, they had to win one at home. That game, being there live, the crowd was in a frenzy. It was funny because for Game 4, I was in a section that was probably 90% Blue Jays fans. Yeah. And
and we talked about that on Friday too, how like even on the M's home radio broadcast, the Let's Go Blue Jays chants were super loud.
Well, you could hear it because the game just felt like it was slipping away, and part of it was the camera, but it wasn't the entire stadium that was really huge. It was 25-30%. On Friday, there were almost no Blue Jays fans. There were 2. And they were awful. The one guy's probably 10 rows in front of me, and he had friends that were there with him, but they weren't sitting with him. They were sitting near me. One was probably a row or 2 in front of me, and one was probably behind me to the right, probably 5 rows. So every time the Blue Jays did anything, this dude had to stand up, turn around, and make gestures to his buddies. So that guy was just sitting watching a baseball game. Dude, I don't want to look at you.
Hey, did you guys see that?
Yeah. Well, and he was very animated with his gestures. And he's like, hey, look over here. Look at us. Shut up, buddy. The other guy was, and listen, he was probably fine. You end up doing the same thing if you were in the situation. So I'll give him a little bit of room, but it did get annoying.
Yeah.
And listen, if somebody threw something at him, it would have been out of line because you don't do that at a game. The worst Blue Jay fan, the guy right behind me after the grand slam, throws an empty beer can.
That's no good.
My dad was right in front of him. He's 3 seats over from me. He turned around and said some choice words that were very appropriate for the situation, are not appropriate here. And then the guy started barking at my old man who...
Oh, that's not good.
Well...
You don't go do that.
My brothers are both 6'4" and flank my father on either side. When they turned around to have the back of the grizzly old Mariners fan, he shut up pretty quick. But it was one of those things where
So you got the same part of the family genes that I did.
Post game, you see John Snyder's comments about how on earth could anybody boo poor George Springer.
Yeah.
How on earth?
Poor George Springer, yes.
Shut up. George Springer is an admitted cheater.
Mm-hmm.
He is your leadoff guy who's been playing pretty well the entire series, and he was booed every time he came to the plate. And when he was hurt, the boos did not increase. There were a few fans that did that. I did not see any Mariners fans throwing anything in Toronto.
Yeah.
I definitely seen a Blue Jays fan. So are there fans that are, missing the moment? Yes, sometimes. The majority of that stadium was quiet and respectful when the guy got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cheater.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
an
he is.
admitted cheater.
Oh, that was the pitch off the kneecap, right?
The pitch off the kneecap
Yeah.
that was actually measured by StatCast as a hit by back because it went 55 miles an hour off of his kneecap.
That's a shame. You hate to see it.
You do. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. Worse guy? They're different. What?
Couldn't have
But-
to it.
Yes. But all of the comments from Snyder and everybody else, are you really surprised? The guy gets booed, I'm sure, in every stadium except for maybe Houston. But every stadium.
Yeah.
So we had good fans around us. The fans were fine for the most part. The one guy behind us was a Blue Jays fan, so I don't want to hear this. All we are is respectful in all of this. It should be a fantastic game. I cannot wait for it. The Mariners in deciding games. I've never played in a game 7, but they're 3-0, including a win in Game 5 at home against the Tigers in these playoffs. Hopefully, the whole thing keeps going.
I should probably save this for later on in the what are they saying on the text chats and the tubes of you? But somebody pointing out on the text line, when the Seahawks and Mariners play this year on the same day, the Mariners are 6-0.
I'm perfectly happy with that stat. They have not lost a winner-take-all game in their franchise history. They've not played in very many, but we've got some statistics on our side. But to my earlier point, throw all that crap out the window. It's Game 7. They are the best two words in sports.
Yes.
It is not very often that it is my team. This is the first time that it is my baseball team.
It's a
in
great
one
day
of
for
these.
baseball. Let's play two. No, wait, there's only one left.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right.
The Buzz.
Seattle Seahawks do play today, so you have a matchup of the Houston Texans coming to town. Your statistics on home games do not look great for the Seattle Seahawks. 1-2 at home. They are 3-0 on the road. The nice thing about this is you are seeing a great defense from your Seattle Seahawks so far this year, and they're doing it without some of their key players, especially in their secondary. Witherspoon and Love have been out multiple games. They are both questionable after being doubtful last week, so you should be close to having those guys back, which is fantastic. What you need to know about the Houston Texans is they are quite good. Their defense also has a bit of a pass rush. So if you think that Sam Darnold is your guy based on the way that he's played so far this season, this may be the toughest test that he's had so far. The Texans are the league's best scoring defense, allowing just 12 points per game. I don't know how you measure things, but that is pretty good.
The Buzz.
Do we have time for one more? We're kind of running low on time here.
I know, we'll get there.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Go ahead. Let's do one more.
We'll get there.
We're not there for. It's not one more for the road yet, but we'll do one more for
It-
the update.
It is not. So elsewhere in the division around the Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers defeat the Falcons 20-10. Dominant performance, vintage performance, I dare say, by Christian McCaffrey. 201 yards from scrimmage, 129 on the ground, 72 receiving yards. Mac Jones only threw for 152 yards. The game was really won by the defense, who does not have All-Pro Nick Bosa, who does not have All-Pro Fred Warner. They went down and shut down the offense that has been looking really good, being led by Bijan Robinson and Michael Penix Jr. The other one is the Jacksonville Jaguars. You were pretty happy with the victory for the Seahawks last week. You get a game where the Seahawks get 17 pressures on the quarterback, 7 sacks. I warned you of this when we talked about it on Thursday. Pretty good pass rush. Same 7 sacks for the Rams and a big win across the pond
Not
against
so much.
against your Jacksonville Jaguars. So this game for the Seahawks becomes that much more important when you look at the two teams that you're competing with, maybe in the best division in football. You need to keep pace with those two teams, and especially the 49ers, who, with all the injuries, did beat you head-to-head and already have the tiebreaker there. So that is the buzz. Let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. You can tell me what we missed.
Well, Mr. Anderson, the Oregon DMV will soon offer new license plates inspired by a familiar face from the Oregon Zoo. The plates announced or sponsored by the Oregon Zoo Foundation feature an Asian elephant and roses, representing conservation efforts at the zoo and around the world to save the endangered species, along with a nod to Portland's Rose City nickname, inspired by a local artist. The plate's artwork is similar to a 1990 public mural on the old Skidmore Foundation building. The mural featured Packy, a beloved Asian elephant who in 1962 became the first elephant to be born in the Western Hemisphere in 44 years.
All right.
He was also one of 22 Asian elephants born at the Oregon Zoo. According to ODOT, the zoo plates cost an additional $40 to buy for the first time, and for each renewal or replacement, in addition to regular registration renewal fees or replacement plate fees, noting Oregonians must pay the surcharge or redeem a prepaid voucher. About $35 from that surcharge will go back to the Oregon Zoo Foundation to support conservation education, species recovery, and animal well-being.
I love all of that. $35, $40 go to the zoo. I still think that the Oregon Zoo is good as any zoo that I've ever been to. It's the San Diego Zoo is fantastic, but half of it goes right up against a fence that goes into like a school and some industrial areas and whatever. Being in Washington Park, you feel like you're really secluded. I absolutely love that zoo.
Yeah.
I love the money that's going to the conservation and to the actual zoo to take care of things. Only problem is I'm a Washington resident. Nothing I can do about it. I guess I'll have to pass on the elephant plates, but pretty cool.
Well, then perhaps you should go and get yourselves a family membership at the Oregon Zoo.
We've had family memberships. Schedule getting pretty
Yes.
busy with the kids,
Yeah, the kids
lately.
and the sports
But we will
is-
certainly be taking more trips in the future, because I think we're at that age where it's perfect to go. They can walk around. You don't have to shove them on the strollers. It's the one where in between, where they can just sit there and
Yeah.
ride along,
Yep.
and they're not quite under control enough that you can kind of let them run free. I think we're getting to that point where it's like we can go and just let them run off, grab an elephant ear, grab an elephant by the ear,
Yeah.
jump in a cage by
Whatever.
themselves, whatever they want to do.
One of those you can eat, one of them you can't.
Yep.
Yes, and don't forget, of course, also about the zoo lights in Christmas time, the holiday season, and of course the summer season when they have the concert series.
Yeah, we loved the drive-through zoo lights, but it got so busy that they can't do that anymore, which I totally understand. So,
Absolutely.
yep.
More sports scores and stories in 60 Minutes with me. I'm Jeff Russ from the George McCoy at Ward Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 a.m. On the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. This is The Tape Don't Lie, where Luke answers for the dumbest things he said last week.
Wasn't he the white Jordan?
He is black.
Good luck, man.
Thank you. I'm a genius.
There is a 0% chance you can say anything that Schulte and I haven't gone over in the last 2 days of him and I doing the show together, of every Mariners fan in the country, of new bandwagon fans. You're not going to jinx the team. Right. And so I don't think it comes back to you if you do. So go ahead with what you don't be nervous.
I don't want to get too hyperbolic, but it does just kind of feel like it's their year. It feels like a team of destiny.
Well, Luke, you gave me an assurance. I am absolved of any jinxing of the Mariners. If the M's are to go on and lose Game 7, are you sure you won, or are you going to blame me?
I will not blame you. It is so funny how everybody worries that, I can't say this or can't say that or can't do this. Nothing really upsets me around the hopes and wishes and dreams, and I wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda done this or done that. I just don't buy any of that. I did get a little frustration trying to explain to all the women in my house, the twins and my wife, that they're not points. They are runs, and I need more runs for the Mariners. But other than that, I mean, listen, hope, root, cheer, however you want to. Nothing you can do will affect the outcome of this game. I wish it could, because we do all those things, but there's a million people jinxing or unjinxing them right now. So you're safe.
Can I put this out there? Because there have been many fans of this station and listeners and P1s and texters and YouTubers and such blaming Brandon Sprague for jinxing this team.
Yeah.
I might have.
So, wait, you just asked me to absolve you.
I know.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is,
okay.
so basically every time these Mariners have lost, I didn't watch like an inning of the game.
Okay, so
watch
tonight.
I think I jinxed by not watching.
Okay, well, here's one way to
So
figure it
yes,
out.
tonight will be
Okay.
it will be on the screen. It'll
Do you
be on
need
the
to
main
watch?
screen.
Do you need to watch every pitch for them to win, or you just need to watch part of the game for them to win?
The ones that they lost, I missed at least all of it or the majority.
Okay.
I guess I'll put it that way.
So you have reserved television screen.
Right now I'm like 3 and
time.
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so is the series.
And
so
it'll be on.
So how much of the game do you have to watch tonight for them to win?
I have to have it on the television.
Okay.
Being broadcast within the Rust household.
That doesn't seem like too much of a challenge. There's not like a very special episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch reboot tonight that the girls need to watch.
Or
is
a
there?
Saved by the Bell,
Well, no,
I'm
there's.
so
I think
excited.
it's not Sabrina. What's the one the girls? My twins are watching. What's the one with Selena Gomez?
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There's a reboot of
Is
that.
it
That's
Disney
the one they're
Channel
watching.
something?
Yes, but it's some.
Is that like
witches.
a cat and something or
It's
yeah.
witches.
No, that's Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Either way, there's not something that's going to interrupt you from watching this game.
No, it will be on like on the main television in the Rust household.
If you think there might be a jinx and you know a way to correct it, we need to make sure we learn this before the World Series.
It's like Tommy Boy, when he with the old evergreen rearview mirror air car refresher. You figured out the problem. Now it's time to address it.
Okay, so I will give you room to solve it. Go nuts.
This is a series that very much like the other one, I love seeing the headlines because they look almost identical to what you saw for the Seattle Mariners. Dodgers, total domination. Can anybody stop them? Collision course. Guess what, kids? The Brewers are going to try as well. They have the best record in Major League Baseball. They're going to go out and put everything they have into it.
We're going to call this a Lukey Oopsie Poops. Is that you assuring baseball fans the Brewers still had some fight left in them? Dead wrong is a phrase I can think of. Are the Dodgers a lock to win the whole darn thing?
There are two different scenarios here. One is that I was very wrong and the Brewers were not going to try. The other scenario is I was dead right and they're just not as good as the Dodgers. So if that was their best effort, I am now worried for whoever has to face them in the World Series. And based on the performance of one man and one man alone in Game 4, I'm afraid it might be the latter. I think that might have been everything the Brewers that had. And that just wasn't enough because Shohei Ohtani went out there and kind of single-handedly dominated a baseball game like no one has ever seen. 10 strikeouts, not at the plate, from the mound. Well, he hit 3 home runs. Some guy did something similar in 1930-something.
Tungsten Armored Oil.
But no, the Dodgers seem to be coming into form at the exact right time. Yesterday in the broadcast, the same thing you got during the broadcast of Game 5 between the Tigers and the Mariners. You know who who's winning this game, regardless of who wins this game? The Blue Jays. I heard the same thing last night. You know who's winning this game, regardless of who wins this game? It's the Dodgers. Well, the first 2 games seem to go the Mariners' way. Sitting and waiting is maybe the best thing that could happen for the American League champion because the Dodgers weren't going to get cool the way that they were playing. Now sitting there and just practicing, hopefully it helps them relax a little bit. But they looked awesome in that series, and Shohei Ohtani did something we've never seen before, so it was great.
I was going to say, because we had this discussion earlier today. Was that the single greatest Major League Baseball performance of all time?
I mean, it sure feels like it. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game, so it wasn't the best pitching performance. We've seen 4 home run games, so it wasn't the best hitting performance. But combined, yeah, dang, it might be
3 for 3, 3 home runs,
and it's in a closeout game. It's like it's when, where,
and
what.
You go out and 10 strikeouts.
It's ridiculous.
The doubleheader last night on Monday Night Football.
Can I hate to interrupt you.
Yeah.
You called it a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Jeff Rust normally sits in that seat there. If you call a game that is played at the same time as another game a doubleheader, it just upsets him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
I want to upset Rusty.
Yeah, I mean, they overlapped for most of the game. They started about an hour apart. They didn't go back to back, so not technically a doubleheader.
Is there a word for that I should?
He used another word.
Double dipper? I've heard double dip. Like, hey, get that double dipper out of my party. Damn it.
Overlapping games. I don't know. He used some term, and now I'm at a loss. You threw me off with that, but I just wanted to stand up for my guy.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
We could go with the old George Costanza at a party with the double dip.
He did drop in the at a party. See, that's what made me think it wasn't yours because I can't believe you would have said double dip without referencing Costanza.
Yeah. Well, because you dipped the chip, you took a bite, and then you dipped it again.
But a double dip seems like a negative where 2 football games at the same time, especially how bad some of the Monday night games is. So you did have another term for it.
Twin bill. A twin bill.
That's the one that I was trying to grab. Tonight is a doubleheader. They might overlap for a second, but it feels like a 4 o'clock and a 7 o'clock start. This feels like a Monday night doubleheader that we have tonight.
So real quick, because we are way up against it, who do you got? Buccaneers versus Lions?
I'm going to go Lions.
Okay, and Seahawks versus Texans.
Seahawks. That one's pretty easy. Who are you taking?
I believe I forgot who I picked. But
so do I, but I feel like the Buccaneers magic, they have played too close in every game to win them all. It's in Detroit, so I feel like the Lions, but go.
Well, and I feel like I did this last Thursday. I'm riding Baker Mayfield.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that.
Right. And then, then I'll take the Seahawks too.
All right, so you're taking the Bucks and the Seahawks.
Yes.
All right, well, let's go football before we get to some great games tonight. We got to do one more for the road. You're listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
Relax, hot shot.
Welcome back to the Fan Happy Hour. We're about to wrap things up.
Maybe you guys like what I have so far?
Wicked woman, cool creams and mysteries. You gotta go spell me.
Let's grab one more for the road.
Come on, everybody. Everything's smooth.
Here's Luke Anderson.
All right, welcome back in, Jeff Rust. What are the people saying?
This is coming to us from, let's see here, Eric Olson on the YouTube chat. I'm going into it feeling like they will lose. So when they win, I will feel so much better. Also not feel so bad if they do lose.
All right, so keep your expectations low for the
Yes.
Mariners tonight. Then you
Setting
can
that
only
bar low enough to trip over.
You know what? That
Just
sounds
like
like
when my wife married me.
Hey-o. That
Hey-o.
sounds like a true Mariners fan approach. I feel like that is the best way to be pleasantly surprised is keep your expectations low.
Low. Oh, and also
Thank you,
somebody
Eric.
else on the YouTube or on the text chat says, pretty sure the zoo does not do the concert series any longer, which is a bummer.
You were trying to tell me that Dave Matthews was there or something.
I thought so. And look,
Wow.
look.
Yeah, bong resin, whatever.
Yeah, malted hops, all that stuff.
We
Clogged.
We get it. Clogged arteries, the whole thing. All right, let's do. Did you happen to see?
Probably not.
The Vikings' attempt to stop the tush push.
Oh, yes. I'm just going to go ahead and lay down.
I'm going to go ahead and just lay down right here. It seemed to work. This is the first creative attempt that I've seen that is completely unique, and it kind of worked. Stopped him on the first attempt, a false start on the second. It at least threw the Eagles for a loop, and they didn't quite know what to do about it. So is this things getting better because we have a counter to the tush push, or is it things getting worse because, boy, that's a pretty dumb look when you got guys pre-laying down ahead of the play.
Look, I have zero issue with this for the same reasons why I hated that Major League Baseball banned the shift. Just figure out how to beat something.
Yeah?
All right, we're all on the playing field. Figure out how to beat it. If you do it, great, and then you will have created the mold.
Well, credit to Brian Flores for figuring it out. Do you remember on Tecmo Bowl if you played with the nose tackle on Tecmo Super Bowl? You used to hit, if you hit down and dove right away, anytime they were under center, you could sack the quarterback.
I feel like I was probably playing with Ray Childress on the Houston Oilers.
Yeah, well, I can't remember who the guy was for the Packers, but it always worked. I think this is that. So big thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you to Jeff Rust. Of course, thank you to Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
Give the audience a good